USA basketball beats South Sudan to advance to the quarterfinals. We got Kevin here to talk about it. Honestly, I wish it was a closer game. I was kind of rooting against my nation there for a while.
Yeah, there was a stretch where I wanted Sudan to come back because I didn't
Yeah,
want it to get blown out and then just kind of be a garbage game, which it ended up being. The good the good thing on the American side is you have so many good players that even the backups, it's fun to watch.
absolutely. So we got what we wanted in this game, which was Joel Embiid sitting on the bench for
Gone.
the entire time. Gone. Done.
I
So now
like
I have
it.
survivor's remorse because now I'm like, well, why are we so mean about Joel Embiid? But you know
Yeah,
what? He like when you see the athleticism of Bam and how exciting AD is to watch. It's like get Embiid out of here.
it's just so clear that they're better for the team. I'm not saying they're better players. I think they are, but that's a clear, opinion thing. But for this team, they're just so much more dynamic and fun. AD set the tone early, and Bam was just incredible today. I think Bam was the best player on the court today.
What the announcer kept saying, Bamonte all day.
Bam Monte.
Bamonte all day.
Bam Monte.
That
Yeah, I mean, he was so good. He was hitting threes, dunks,
amazing.
defense. All
Bad
their
game
role
for
players.
Steph.
Oh, Steph. Yeah. Oh,
Steph was 1 for 9. Bam had 16. KD 14. LeBron 12. I mean, I guess something is wrong with me, but like when I see LeBron raise the roof, I get emotional.
I
When he
think.
does the little raise the roof, I got tears in my
Yeah, I
eyes.
love it, and you just got to think like LeBron's smart because he gives you moments that when
Yeah.
we're playing this little highlight 30 for 30 video back 20 years from now, you're just going to
Yeah.
see
You're just gonna see
LeBron
him
raising the
raising the
roof.
roof,
You're going to see
baby.
him do the shrug and the yell. Like he's giving you moments after in these games, which is the highlights that they're going to play years from now.
Absolutely.
It's going to be. He's very smart. He's like marketing without even trying at this point.
That's why he transcends basketball. He's the most internationally famous basketball player, for
Oh, I
sure,
mean, by far,
by
by
far.
far. I mean, KD is for the Olympics wise. KD, I think, is very marketable. And we did get KD, Steph, and LeBron on the court at the same time today. That was something I asked for. It was fun. It wasn't that great because Steph didn't really play well.
Yeah.
But all the role players on USA, like Derek White and Halliburton, came in and hit a few threes, and they just all the guys you don't the non big name guys are so still really good and fun to watch.
Yep. And Tatum gets his redemption. Tatum plays. He plays well. I had to watch this game on the go, so I couldn't pay attention to all the minutia that I normally would. I was watching on
Mm-hmm.
my phone on the train. But when I checked in and I looked at the score, it was like 50-17.
Yeah, you
I was
got
like,
it.
fuck, because I'm going to tell you something, and I don't want to be judged for this. I put money on South Sudan today.
You did. You bet them
I bet South Sudan was like
to
plus
win.
3,000 odds. Yeah,
To
to win the
win
game.
money
To win the
line.
game. Mm-hmm.
You didn't even
Yeah.
take the points.
It was plus
Wow.
3,000 odds.
Yes, that sounds
But
about right.
I just love that. I love the South Sudan team story. They're like the
Yeah.
youngest. I believe they're the youngest nation in the world.
I mean,
They only got their independence in 2011.
yep.
The announcer was saying, I hope I heard this right, that they only recently got indoor basketball courts.
Yeah, they had, I guess they just got the funding to put them in. I mean, the story is really incredible. It is a movie. They said that too on the broadcast.
I
It
know.
should be a movie.
The guy's going, everybody says it's like a movie, but tonight it's a movie.
Yeah. Luau Dang,
Yeah.
little side story that's awesome. Luau Dang was drafted a year after LeBron.
Former NBA
And
player.
now and I think they were teammates for a short stretch, if I believe so. But I'm not positive about that. But either way, they played against each other many times. In fact, when LeBron was playing against the Bulls against Derrick Rose in those conference finals, like for a few years, Luol Deng was on the other team. So they had battled for a while against each other. Now Luol Deng is well retired and the coach of South Sudan, and
No,
LeBron
he's the president of the basketball
got it. Yeah,
federation.
yeah, president of basketball federation, and LeBron is still playing
Right, in the
on the
Olympics,
on the
exactly.
Olympic team. It's just crazy to think.
But the guy Luol Deng, he's been personally funding out of his own pocket the
Yeah,
South
it's
Sudan
it's
basketball
amazing.
journey, accommodations, travel, training, pretty much everything. He believes that what Jamaica does with track and field, South Sudan can become for basketball. Like he
Hmm.
believes in this.
Yeah, it's just like
He
a
believes in this
concentrated
dream.
hub of a really good at one sport.
And yeah, a lot of the players on the team, have been like displaced by the many, many civil wars and wars going on in that
Yeah.
region. And he said that he just kind of kept tabs on everybody in the diaspora in their basketball careers and put together this team. And they're superheroes back home right now. They're inspiring their nation. It's beautiful. That's why I said, I hope if they win, fine,
I mean, it
good.
would have been a legendary bet if it hit, but I just kind of knew that that USA would come out with this kind of level of play, like to go that close against South Sudan in the qualify in the warm ups. You know, you can't take anything lightly. Plus, they were putting it on them at the end
Mm,
because they wanted to mess up their point differential to knock them out of qualifying. So I think they're hoping South Sudan loses because the way the game played out, U.S. uh, went up to an early lead. South Sudan came back, then U.S. pulled away again. But if a few different shots fall down, if Sudan's hitting threes early, it's a completely different game going in late. And I think USA knows that, so they made a point to get on them early, and they want to knock them out, and they wanted to bury them today, so they wouldn't have to play them again.
yeah, exactly. And so the reason that South Sudan kind of started popping off narratively in the Olympics is because they came within 1 point of beating the US in the exhibition games. And it just added to this narrative, this lore of this underdog team. Um, I saw the US not taking it easy on them at the end, and I found it very annoying. And that's why I can never be a champion
But that's what
or
I'm
an
saying.
athlete of any level. I know because how does the group stage work? It has to do with points
Well,
as well
yeah.
as
So the
winning.
tiebreaker is point differential. So I think
Right.
South Sudan had won plus 11 in their first game, and U.S. just wiped that out and gave them now negative points. So if they're sitting there tied with another team, and it goes down a point differential, and the other team has plus 5, and they're only plus 2 at the end of it,
Right.
they go home. So it was a point for the U.S. to kind of blow them out.
Yeah, to be honestly mean. I
But
found it
that's
very mean. You
I
should
like
just
that
lay
because
off at
you
the
don't get
end.
that in the NBA because the points don't carry over and mean anything. So there's kind of this gamesmanship and like unsportsmanlikeness if you do that in the NBA. And I like the idea that every single minute and every basket counts. And the more points you give up, the more you're letting your opponents live on. And if it's against a tough opponent, you don't want that. So you're
Right.
incentivized to start your guys and play late. I kind of like it.
So, yeah, there is no garbage time in the Olympics. And I guess it also shows a level of respect from the USA to how good the South Sudan basketball team is that they don't want
Yes.
them as their opponents.
Yes.
They're like, we'll take Puerto Rico. No problem. Like,
I didn't look at it like they trashed or tarnished the dream of South Sudan. I looked at it as South Sudan is a legitimate force now on the international basketball scene, and USA needed to make a statement to out of respect to just show like
it is out of respect. Now I'm
yeah,
changing my opinion. First, I was
yeah.
like, that's kind of mean. Now I go, actually, it's respectful.
Anyone watching knows South Sudan has the players to win,
Serious
and
potential.
I think they play Serbia. That's going to be a great game.
I'm going to
Serbia
watch
versus
that
South
for
Sudan
sure.
is going to be a great game, and
Hmm.
they very well could beat Serbia, and they could be on the other side of the bracket, and this could be the finals rematch.
That would be
Like it
amazing.
would be wild, but it could very well be. I mean, there are a lot of other good teams, Canada and France.
What's it going to take for the U.S. to lose? I'd like this to be a little more competitive.
You know the
What's it going
turn.
to take?
Well,
You know what I think it's going to take? No,
yeah,
let me tell you. Let me
yeah.
tell you. The boys are going to get a little complacent and they're going to go out one night.
Mm. I
You,
don't think the
they're in
older guys are going
Paris.
to do that. I think maybe AD. I could see AD
I could see
stumbling.
Bam finding
Booker,
his way to a club.
Booker,
Booker could find his way to a little
Anthony
menage.
Edwards,
The
Anthony
young,
Edwards.
that's Halliburton could find
Halliburton.
his way
I
into
could
a
just see
little,
Halliburton like he's the guy in the photo in the back, just smiling, holding a
yeah,
bottle.
with the sunglasses in the club. And it's like,
I
we have
could
a
see
game
that.
tomorrow morning.
I don't think that's going
That's
to happen though. I don't think it's going to happen though. You know
uh,
what? So that's a good take. Okay, that could very well happen. It is Paris. There's a reason they all chose to play in Paris.
mhm.
Could very well happen. We'll see. What I think it's going to take is like a team that's rolling, someone like a France who's got big men to stuff them down low. And here's one of my takeaways from the game is that they are playing sloppy, but it's hard to judge because they're up. So they might
Right.
be taking more risks because they know they have the buffer, but they are playing very sloppy. LeBron was sloppy today, even though his stat line always is seemingly good. He had a bunch of turnovers and things like that. And I think against the better teams, the turnovers are what's going to hurt them. And then, like, if Curry's not on, it's better that Curry's missing early in this tournament. And
Yeah.
hopefully he'll get hot in a couple games because you need the outside shooting and you need to limit the turnovers because these other teams are too good that if someone like France is shooting threes well and has two big guys to guard the rim, that could pose some trouble. But that was my takeaway was they did play sloppy up, and that could be something that is a reason why they lose in the future. I don't think it will happen, but
I'm
could
telling
be.
you, they're gonna get sucked in by this. The faint beat of a discotheque. They're gonna find their way downstairs to a dark, smoky
a
discotheque.
Parisian nightclub.
Yeah, they're gonna
they're
find
one
some
Parisian nightclub away from
They're
losing
gonna
it all.
find some little hotties with a body.
You don't think that they're
Have a
getting
little
just
moe.
they're going to all these like Olympic parties and they're getting their like they're giving them this outlet. They're probably going to these like high-end cocktail parties for like these Olympic gala things, schmoozing, meeting people, maybe one or two drinks, and then Steve Kerr walks around and goes, "All right, guys, it's time to pack it up. Curfew."
I would love to get some intel on if there are even Olympic cocktail parties happening during. It's hard to imagine.
Why wouldn't
because
there be?
the athletes are so serious. The basketball team is different. They're rich. They're already famous. They're stars. Do you think like the canoer who paid their way here is taking
no.
this as an opportunity to party?
No,
the thing about the basketball too is that they're not staying in the Olympic Village, obviously.
They're not, right? They don't. There's in hotels. Yeah.
The Team USA rented out an entire floor of a 5-star hotel. The men and the women are both staying on that floor.
So even that,
men and women's
you're
basketball.
telling me, okay, look, they might want to party. It's Paris. Let's get them a nice hotel with a nice rooftop.
Yeah.
Every night off. We go up there. We have a couple people come up. We have a little team-only party. Keep it nice and contained, controlled. You guys want a couple drinks. You drink your wine. You have fun. And then Steve Kerr's coming out with the whistle. Time to go to bed.
Steve Kerr coming around, giving him the whistle. You're done.
My sidebar is I Googled Steve Kerr during the game. Fascinating life story. Might have the greatest basketball career.
Well, his father was assassinated by the Taliban.
Well, he's born in Lebanon.
Yeah.
In Beirut. And knew people in the Beirut bombings, like wild story. And then how he finds basketball, and then he's arguably one of the most decorated basketball players in the history of basketball. And if he wins this gold medal, he'll have a gold medal as a player and as a head coach, along with multiple NBA titles as a coach, multiple NBA titles as a player. Pretty incredible Wikipedia sidebar during a game. I recommend it next game. Just start looking him up.
I'll start looking him up. I got nothing but love for the Kerr, and I love the image of Steve Kerr going around with a whistle, telling the boys it's bedtime.
It's bedtime. They've had a couple drinks. They flirted. A couple girls up there. Whatever it is, it's time to go to bed. But
you know that Anthony Edwards and Tyrese Halliburton have a side text. They're not going to say it in the group chat, but they're saying, "Meet me downstairs in 5.
I don't know who it is, but there's definitely 2 people doing
it.
Definitely
2 people.
Those would probably be my number 1 and 2 vote for guys who are doing it. They're younger. They're living it up more. I don't know. Are they married? Do we know if they're married?
They're definitely not married. I'm sure everyone has a girlfriend. Edwards just had a baby with his longtime girlfriend.
See, that's what I'm saying. I think.
But then Edwards also had the send a video scandal. Do you remember that? Wait, do you remember the send a video? It's one of my favorite Anthony Edwards sidebars.
I don't remember this. What happened?
Well, he's having a baby with his girlfriend, his main girlfriend.
Yeah.
But then he gets another girl pregnant, and then the girl releases screenshots of their texts, where she says, "I'm pregnant," and then he says, "I'll send you $100,000, get an abortion." But he goes, "But I want you to send me a picture of you taking the pills. Send me a video of you taking the abortion pills. And then she stops responding. He sends the money. She stops responding, and he just keeps writing, "Send a video, send a video, send a video."
I didn't.
It's
Their
not
PR
funny.
team did good. I missed that.
It's not funny, but
It's just wild. That's a wild story. It's a wild boy.
Send a video.
Send a video. See, this is the thing. I don't think it's the 90s anymore. I think like there's these guys are under scrutiny all the time for every move they make. If they got caught partying in Paris and then went out and lost,
oof.
I mean, this is
right.
You scorn the Olympic name, the U.S. This is also a legacy thing. Like LeBron's got to have some cachet with the younger guys to be like, don't fuck this up. You know,
that's true. This is LeBron's.
This is
Captain
LeBron.
America
This is
moment.
Steph. This is KD. This is all their last run. So they're like, and this is by far LeBron's moment. Like, I heard a great point. I think it was Nick Wright said it on Fox Sports, where he said, like, this very well could be the last meaningful basketball LeBron plays in his career. If the Lakers don't figure out some kind of trade or something like that to put them over, like he could very well, this could be the last like run for gold he has. Maybe the in-season tournament, but that's not the same. So I think this means so much to a bunch of guys and the younger guys. And I just don't think the way social media is now and information gets leaked.
You know what? You've changed my mind.
Have I? I did it.
I agree.
Told
You changed my mind because I think you're right, because I know how much these guys love LeBron, love KD, and love Steph. Those are their favorite players, and they know how much this last run means to them, and they're not going to play games. And I'm sure they've been sat down and said, watch it.
And rooftop hotel parties.
Exactly. A little moe.
Couple hours.
Keep it classy.
Exactly. Keep it classy. Keep it low key. Have fun. Someone's playing cards. They're smoking cigars.
You're right. This ain't Dennis Rodman era. By the way, when we'll end with this.
Rodman.
Did you know that Dennis Rodman's daughter is Trinity Rodman?
Yes.
Of the United States women's soccer team. I had no idea.
And if they take home gold, I mean, that's a winning family. Yeah.
That is a very medaled family.
Last minute stuff. Can we just talk about a few other wrinkle sports? The bronze medal game, USA Rugby, women's rugby.
We did it on the last episode, but please chime in because I was blown away.
The last run was phenomenal. I mean, what a broken tackle and the take it to the house. That's what that feeling is everything. Like just running the length of the field to score, that feeling, I can only imagine to win a bronze medal.
And to win with like 13 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, incredible.
And to medal, this is the first time the United States ever medaled in rugby ever.
It's amazing.
I think the women's team.
It's huge.
I think this is huge for the women's rugby team, and I think it'll be big for the men's rugby team as well. Rugby in general.
It's another great sport for USA women's sports to take over. And I think they can.
They already have soccer, and they should take rugby too, because those girls are killers.
Yes, they're great.
I was really impressed by them.
Yeah. The other things I really like, did you see today the French swimmer came back on the final lap of the 200 meter butterfly?
No.
He came back so it's up, down, on the last run back. He stayed underwater longer than normal to give him extra speed. He held his breath an extra few seconds to match the guy. So when he came out, the guy was already in his stroke, which slowed him down, and he was able to jump ahead of him. He set the world record for a single lap.
Wow.
Like he was so fast on that last lap, he set the record and he won the gold. And yeah, he won the gold, and the announcer was amazing. It was an incredible moment. And I'm watching Olympic doubles, Nadal and
tennis?
Alcaraz. Yeah.
Okay.
Olympic doubles tennis.
I'm not sure what sports I'm going to do tonight, but I got to pick them. But okay, so we'll see the USA basketball team. Their next game is Saturday versus Puerto Rico. We are looking forward to it as always. Thank you, Kevin.
That should be a big win.
See, I want a close game. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
Qualifier. We got 3 games of elimination basketball coming up after this one. That's when we lock in. They're all going to be good.
Beautiful.
We need a big win for Puerto Rico. Get some rest.
All right. Thank you, Team USA. You continue to
USA.
All right. Thank you to all the athletes. You continue to make us happy. Goodbye.